Some civil society activists are calling on President Salva Kiir to give an update to the South Sudanese people on the progress in implementing the revitalized peace deal since the 6-month extension of the pre-transitional period was announced. The president addresses the nation tomorrow on the country's 8th independent anniversary. Activists are also demanding the president release all political detainees as per the agreement, which is yet to be implemented. Winnie Chirino files this report for VOA from Juba.
Edmund Yakani, Executive Director for Community Empowerment for Progress organization, says since the signing of last year's peace deal, there's been little to show for it. He says while the parties continue to blame each other for the slow pace of implementing the deal, the president should explain to citizens what parts have been implemented to restore their confidence in government.
We want to see from the speech of the president, if the president can confirm to us the last IGAD communique have called for a regular face-to-face meeting of the top leadership of the parties to the agreement. And the idea of this platform of face-to-face meeting is meant to increase the level of trust and confidence among the principal of the parties to the agreement so that they can deliver what is called the pending issues for which are precondition for the formation of the government on the 12th of November 2019.
Yakani says the public needs to know if the leaders of the former warring parties have been meeting so they can believe in the future of the country. He says Kiir should explain to the people the progress that's been made in the training of joint forces and the disarmament, demobilization and reintegration of fighters from the various groups. Yakani also worries about comments made by certain political leaders intended to curtail people's freedom of expression. He says some journalists, activists and even lawmakers have been threatened for speaking out about the situation in the country, and the president should address that.
And also I've seen the threat coming to the parliamentarians about they not to speak freely, they have to seek approval from the speaker. So we need to present tell us that we are in a political transformation. Freedom of expression is very important, that we need to make sure people express themselves, express their views. And besides that, we have the state continuation of the national dialogue process. People need to talk.
Yakani praised Kiir for accelerating certain economic reforms by suspending all pre-sales by government officials of crude oil and appointing a committee to probe past oil pre-sale transactions. He says the results of that investigation should be made public. Jameed David Kalok, Executive Director for the Foundation for Democracy and Accountable Governance, says he expects the president to offer an apology to the nation tomorrow for failing to establish the transitional government of national unity in May, and says Kiir should reaffirm to the public that the pre-transitional period will expire in November, followed by transitional unity government. And Kolok is calling on the president to pardon and release all remaining political detainees.
To make a pronouncement and order for release of any pending political detainees, including activists like Peter Bier, that hopefully we should be able to get to know tomorrow that he will be released.
Kolok says Kiir should also confirm officials are doing all they can to root out government corruption and that oil and non-oil revenues will be spent in a transparent manner. Augustine Dengalier, Executive Director for South Sudan Youth for Peace and Development Organization, says the president should address the concerns of South Sudanese border communities who accuse some neighboring countries of taking South Sudan's land.
We have issues now of the borders also coming up that the president should make it clear to the South Sudanese what is his stand as the president of the country, as a leader to these issues of borders of South Sudan that is becoming seriously. Recently we saw from Kenya, Addis border and South Sudan.
Activists also say they want the president to show his government is carrying out the Maputo Protocol, which guarantees women's rights as well as the rights of IDPs as spelled out in Kampala Convention, which was ratified by South Sudan. For VOA News, I am Winnie Chirino in Juba.